Hi, hello guys. Welcome to Web Development for Kids and Teens again. This is the fifth class. Um, and so if this is your first video that you are watching, I'll advise that you go and watch the first four videos, right? Because we're gonna be working based of what we have done before. So if you don't have the link to those videos, I will leave the videos in the comment below. Please watch those videos like step by step so that you don't get lost or get frustrated, and just drop out, right? So then also I will also encourage you guys to also subscribe and click on the bell notification because uh, 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 we still have more videos coming, right? We are still gonna work on Python programming, Arduino programming, which is like robotics, right? And so many exciting things coming. So you don't want to miss that. So please don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell notification. Um, so let's get started. So this is what we did last time. So last time we were able to have our navigation tag and we were able to move from one page to another, like what we have in here. So we have a page for family, friends, and games and all of that, right? So I asked you guys to add more navigation, so hopefully you're able to do that. But so today we are going to something interesting, something a little bit different. It might be a little bit difficult, but it is not difficult, okay? So we are going to CSS, introduction to CSS, right? So we've been we've been trying to design web page like all about the for a few weeks now, right? But we need now to kind of format our web page, like add some colorful stuff, rearrange it so that it looks like a standard website, right? So we are going to do that step by step, right? So that you guys don't get overwhelmed, right? So look at this picture for a second, right? Look at the one on the left and look at the one on the right. So the one on the left is like the skeleton, like it's like it's still a diagram, right? But it's not as good as the right? So when you want to draw something, you first of all draw the skeleton out, you put everything in there, then you now add some colors and all of that, right? So now this is what we have been doing so far in our web page on the left. We've been putting some div tags, some h2s, images, but everything is just scattered everywhere, right? So now we want to make it to look colorful, right? If you want to do this on the paper, right, you just take your crayons, and all of that, you get this done, right? But you can't put crayon on your computer screen now. It doesn't work that way, okay? Not so easy. So all we have to do is to kind of tell the computer what to do, right? How to color our page and how to rearrange it. So I don't know if you guys know, like growing up, like when I first when I was first introduced to computer, like I was told that computer is dumb until human tells computer what to do, right? So your computer can't do anything until you tell your computer what to do. So now what we want to tell our computer to do is to make our web page colorful. And how do you tell your computer to make our web page colorful? By writing code, CSS, right? So I'm gonna show you guys how that works again. So this example of the web page that we have on the left, look at what is available on the on Google, like example of a standard web page. You see, like what we have on the right is almost the same thing on the left, right? Because I have my links, everything, my name and everything is there, but the one on the right is well arranged, right? It has some colors and some beautiful stuff, right? That is what we want to do. And CSS, this guy in the middle, is what we're going to use to do that. So I want you guys to get ready, get excited. You're going to learn something new. Please take it slow, do not rush this. Okay, you need to know this. All right, so this is the logo of CSS, by the way. CSS, so this is CSS 3. We have CSS 1, 2 and 3, used for web development. We're going to be using CSS 3. Okay, just like the way we use HTML5, we're going to be using CSS 3. So CSS, so the full meaning of CSS is cascading style sheet, right? You don't have to memorize this, but just know that it is called cascading style sheet, like used for styling, just like how ladies used to style their hair, right? You style something, like we want to style our website, we want to make it look beautiful, right? So it's used to apply styles to web pages, right? Style, like human, like women hair styles, right? It is used to make web pages presentable. It makes web pages colorful. Yeah, you see what I mean. So I'm supposed to put space between this. So it's CSS is used to describe how web page should look, right? You can add colors, you can change fonts, you can add spacing, and you can add much more. All right, so again, like I said, we have 3 major versions of CSS for web development: CSS 1, CSS 2 and CSS 3. Again, we're going to be using CSS 3. Okay, and don't forget CS, like just in case someone asks you outside, like what do you use to style your website, just tell them CSS. Did they say, oh, what's the meaning of CSS? Just tell them cascading style sheet, right? Don't forget that. So now, how do we add this nice CSS to our HTML, right? So the first way to add CSS to our HTML is using the inline method. Like, yeah, I'll show you guys what that is. We have actually done something like this, and I will show you in the code. Inline method. So for example, if you want to make the content of a div, right, or maybe like a paragraph, to be honest, yeah, so you want to make the text color to be blue, you just put the style inside the tag. That's inline, right? That's what inline is. So let me show you an example of what we did. You see right here, I changed the color to blue, right? And it's blue right here. See, that is inline because it is inside the div itself. It's called inline, right? Then this method is really not nice because it will make your code to not look nice, right? So people don't use this. So we're not going to use this. We're going to use the method that professionals use, right? Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult, but I know that you guys are smart enough. I mean, if you are smart enough to play Roblox, you should be smart enough to do this. So then the next one is using external add CSS using external CSS style. I'm going to show you what that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a file called, we're going to create a folder first called CSS, just the same way we created a folder for our image. You remember img? So we're going to create a folder called CSS, and inside that CSS folder we're going to create a file called mystyle.css. You can call it any name, but let's just stick with this name, mystyle.css, right? And then we'll now use this command to add this mystyle.css into our HTML, just the same way that we use href for our image, right? If you remember. So that's the same thing I'm gonna use in here. Okay, so this is a preferred way to write a clean code. All right. So then again, after that, we have linked our CSS file to our HTML. Now we will now want to style our HTML tags, right? For example, this div, right? So now, since we can't use inline method again, right? So the method that we're going to be using is using class or ID to assign styles to tag. Again, I'm going to show you in the code. You will know what the class is and ID is. Again, I'm going to use more of class than ID, right? But I will show you the two ways of doing that. Okay, so for class, it looks something like this, but again, I'll show you in the you can call it any name anyways. So for ID is supposed to be hash, not dot period. So for ID example, it's supposed to be #ID underscore nav. This is wrong, this one. Okay, but I'll show you in the code. Okay, so you know, let's just create this CSS folder and this file first, right? So now you come to your code. Make sure that you are not inside the img folder. Please just create, like, just click on somewhere here, right? Then we need to create a folder. You know, you can either create the folder here, or you create the folder. Just come to where you have your project in here, then you just right click and then new folder. Okay, yeah, maybe we should do that anyways, because so that you guys won't make a mistake. Then name the folder CSS. Okay, so when you do that, you see the CSS folder is right in here. Again, it's possible to just create it in here, right? But let's just do it here. So now click on that CSS folder and let's create our CSS style sheet. Okay, so we create this one, then we call it my style. Please, if I'm fast, just pause the video. See, don't put any space, just call it my style.css. Please don't make any mistake, don't add any other characters. Okay, my style.css, and it should show you this symbol that shows that this is CSS file. Then click on enter, right? So now we have our style.css sheet. Okay, although we don't have anything in there yet, so but let's link it, let's add it to our home.html, right? So so that when we have stuff in here, then we can use it. So the place that we add our style sheet is in the header tag, right in here. So just click here, then you press enter. Okay, you don't have to memorize this. No, you can always look it up on internet. No, so this is just telling us what is the type of what we want to link. And now this is the important part, href. Where is that your style sheet that you want to link? So it's inside of my CSS, and then this guy. Then you see that this is showing red. That means we have to close this in here. Okay, so now you've added this to your home page, right? So anytime that we want to use it, we can use it, right? So but now we need to add it to other pages. So just copy this. So let me go to family page. On header, you put this in there. My friends page, header, press down, put it in here. Okay, don't forget it's supposed to be inside the header. Okay, then the games, do the same thing, and I think that's all. Okay, so now that's good. So we were able to do this, right? So now let's look at examples of what we can use CSS for. There's a lot of things that we can use CSS for, but today I will show you how to use CSS to change the color of your text, the background, right, of a div, right? Then how you can add padding, and I'll explain to you what padding is, right? So so these are the things that we're going to be looking at in CSS today. So, and we're going to be applying this CSS just to our navigation bar today, right? We're going to be formatting our navigation bar, right? Because I don't want this to be overwhelming for you guys, right? So we'll take it step by step. So what I mean by the nav bar is, so we want to format this one, right, to make it look at least like this. Yeah, something like this. Okay, all right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first one is the text color. Okay, so but before we do that, let's start from home. Since we want to work with the navigation, right, and we want to style it, right, so I think the first thing is for, I told you that a div is used for like dividing your web page. So let's put all of this in a div, like the same way that this is in a div. Let's put this in a div. Okay, so what we'll do, let's just open a div and close it. Then so Control X, right? Or you can just or Command X on Mac, or you can just right click and cut. Okay, then you do this. I think everything is aligned together. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so remember that I told you that when you want to assign any CSS to a tag, that you can use class or ID, right? So now in our CSS we want to use class, and to use class we start with period, right? So let's create a class. Let's call it navdiv, right? So you put period, then you give it a name. You can give it any name, but let's use navdiv. Then you put your curly braces right there. Okay, that's navdiv. So now anything that we want to put, like we want to format our text to be, we can put it in this. So let's assume that we want to change the background color of our div, right? So then we just do background color. We can do let's do this color. You can do any color, but let's use this, and I will show you where I got this color. Okay, so there is a website. So just go to Google, say color picker, right? Search for it, then you see something will come up. So you can move this cursor around, then you can move this around based on what you want, right? So then all we have to do is copy this. So let's just use it. So then we copy this, then you can paste it in here. All right, so now what we are saying now, that we want the background of a div to be this color, right? So and this is the class of that format, right? So now when we want, like anytime that you want to use this, so just copy the name of this class. So let's assume that we want the background of the div that is housing the navigation to be that color. All you have to do is, class is equal to that, right? Remember, define your class by putting period, then no space, nav underscore div, then you put your curly braces. The curly braces is on your, so it's shift square bracket, right? then we have that. So let's see if this is gonna look. See, it changed the background color of this, right? See, because we applied that to it. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do background color. Okay, for this one, how to add background color. See, background color. Okay, so you put background, then dash color, right? Then you put this color in there. So now you see, this still looks kind of like the background look kind of tiny. So let's add some padding. So like padding is like making something bigger, right? Like you pad it on, you can either pad it on the right, left, top, or bottom, right? So like it's just making something bigger. So now let's say for our nav div, we want to add padding to make it look bigger. So you can say padding top, left, bottom, but we want padding to be all around. So if you want the padding to be all around, left, top, bottom, and right, just say padding, right? So let's put 1 em like this, just like the font size. So like the size of the padding. So now let me refresh. See, it makes it bigger. So now it's kind of looking nicer, right? So that is bigger a little bit. So one thing that I also like is, you see this edge right here, you see that it is a very sharp edge, right? Like a fork, yeah. So if you want to make it to be smooth, like kind of curve a little bit, so they use something called border radius, right? Border radius, this guy right there. So let's give it a border radius of 0.5 font again. So like just you can just note what this have been used for, like what, like for example, border radius, just note it down, right? Like border radius is used for this, you don't have to cram it, but if you can put it in your head, that's fine. But if not, yeah. So you see, it make this thing looks like a little bit nice, right? So I think that's all for now for this for this div. So now we want to make this navigation to kind of spaced out, right? So let's go to home. So the first thing, let's remove all of these guys, okay? And now let's create a new class. Then don't forget to create a class, put period, then the name of the class. So let's call this one nav a, right? You can call it anything, but let's use nav a. So our nav a, we say padding right 1.5 font size, and I will show you what that is. So I want space to be between home and family, family and friends, friends and games, and so like I want padding on the right, okay, not on the left. So the right of this, right of this, right of this. So now once I create my class, again I copy it, then I go and put it here. See, space, class is equal to this, okay? So let me copy all of these. Please just watch where I'm putting them, don't put them in the wrong place, okay? This last one is non-editable, let's just add it, okay? So now see, it's spaced out, okay? So now I want the color to be white. That blue is looking weird, so I'll say color, text color, can just call this one white, right? Again, to change color is this. You can call it give any color, but I'm using white, okay? So you see now it's white. All right, so you see it kind of underlining our our nerves, right? So but I don't want that, right? So like it's kind of giving our nerve like some decorations, right? Yeah, again, we are gonna give it a command. You might not know this, but yeah, so at any time that you want to do that, just call it. So text decoration, we don't want any text decoration, okay? So then we refresh, you see all those jargons are gone. All right, so one other thing, uh what can we add to this? Then this page, you see our content, like our web page is moving extreme to the right and to the left. So I want it to be like to be at the center, right? To be at the center of this page, okay? And I'm gonna give it some command. You might not know it, but just copy and paste, okay? Just follow. So just do this, okay? Body max width is this, margin is this, and this. You can pause the video, okay? Then now we'll not take this class, then we'll now go and put it in our body, okay? Class is equal to this. Later I'm gonna teach you guys some of this thing, okay? So then we'll do, see, now it brings everything together, okay? So again, we are only working on our tab today, and you see it's looking a little bit good. I just want to add some more things, okay? Be before this home, I want to add my name. Let's see if that's going to make that look good, okay? So just inside here, okay, let's have h1, and let's just put my name inside the h1, okay? Ayomide. All right, so let's see how that's gonna come. Okay, so you see it's coming this way, okay? So but I don't like, I want to make the text to be white, okay? So I can go into, because this class also applies to this, so let's go into class nav div and put this one, say color white. Again, when you write color white or anything, you see I'm putting semicolon, so you have to put semicolon at the end of everything. Please don't forget that, semicolon. All right, so let's see now it turned to white. Okay, so let's see what other thing we can do to this. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have like a space. Yeah, like this is closer to this place, right? So let's put some padding in here, okay, to make this guy to go to the right. Okay, so let's try to do that. Do you guys know how to do that? So that means we need a padding for this, right? So again, so the first thing I will do, so we create a class. So let's call the name of the class nav padding, right? You can call it anything, but don't put space, okay? So now we want to give it padding on the left. All right, so let's use 0.5 or 1 em for that. So now then we'll go to this guy and we'll put our class. Oops. Save. See, this moved to the right, okay? So now we need the same for this one, for this guy right here. So let's call that one class h1. Okay, this one, let's use id. See, I told you that you can either use id or class, right? So like to use id, you use pound, then h1 underscore prod, right? So let's say padding left. So you can either use id or class, but the reason why you use class, for example, this class, you can use it for more than one HTML tag, but this class you can only use it for one uh, ID, right? Just like saying ID card, like one ID card is just for one person, right? You can't have one ID card for two people, but class, you can have two or more people in a class, right? So see, it moved to the right. Okay, so what else? Can we try to I think that should be good. I'm thinking of making this font bigger. Like we can make this tiles bigger. Okay, so let's try. So this our class nav a. So let's say font size, let's say 20 pixel. Let's see what we have. Is it not too big? Let's use em. Let's use 1 em. Let's use 1.5 em. That's too big. 1.3 probably. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so now, yeah, I think this is where, yeah, so now we are able to format our navigation. You see, just make sure that you follow step by step, okay, and everything should be good. And you see now, if I go to family page, everything is back to the way we are. So like the reason for that is because we need to copy all of this, go to family page, then you replace it with this now, okay, right there. Then you remember that we have something in our body, so you say class is equal to body, right? Oops. Then we go to our friends too, all of this, okay? Don't make a mistake. If you make mistake, press Ctrl Z, okay, or Command Z on Mac, okay, right there. Then we say class is equal to body. Come on. Oops. Then for our games too, can do the same thing. When I see everything will be good now. Class is equal to B. Hopefully I get the spelling right this time. O-D. Yeah, got it right this time. Okay, so let's refresh. So now I'm home, family, friends, game, subjects. I don't have anything in subjects. See, so everything is good. So yeah, we're able to format our navigation, right? So next time we'll see if you can improve on it, but I think this is good for now. So next time we just maybe format our image or something like that, you know. So hope you guys have fun with this. So if you have any question, you know, just put it in the chat, you know, like in the comment section below. But if you follow the video, the instructions step by step, you know, you don't rush anything, or you don't yeah, you pay 100% attention, I think you should get it without any issues, right? This one is the only one I didn't explain to you guys. I will explain it later, okay? So you should have something like this. So for the coding exercise for this week, you know, yeah, just make sure that this works, okay? Yeah, that, because yeah, just make sure that this works, you know. You're able to see this on all the pages, and I think you guys should probably have more pages, because I told you to create more pages, right? So you should have more pages in here. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe, you know. More content is coming, and I hope you guys have fun. You know, if you have question, questions, let me know. All right, see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.